time for the exciting adventures of Sky Girl Reporter.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sky Girl Reporter, and this is episode 2 of WonderCon, and we have a lot of more interviews, so let's check it out. If you remember my last episode from WonderCon, I focused on classic science fiction. This time, I'm going to be looking at animation. In this episode, I'm going to be interviewing the director of Batman the Animated Series, Kevin Altieri. I'll talk to veteran animator and storyboard artist Kieth Tucker. Finally, I interviewed Ross Marquand, star of The Walking Dead, Avengers Infinity War, X-Men, and many others. Check it out! Ever since Batman was introduced almost 90 years ago, Hollywood's been adapting him for the screen. First, there were the movie serials of the 1940s, the classic Batman show of the 1960s, the Batman movies of the 80s and 90s, The Dark Knight, and many other versions. But most fans agree that the best one is Batman the Animated Series. Today I'm going to be talking to Kevin Altieri, director of Batman the Animated Series. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Kevin Altieri. I was director on Batman the Animated Series.
Me and my producer have actually seen the series, and it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
What does the director do?
Director, literally, you direct, you have a crew of people, of artists, background artists, storyboard artists, character designers, and basically you're the head of it. And for me and Dan and other people, when we direct, we're actually doing storyboards ourselves and working on a lot of the artwork because we're artists first and directors second. And you basically guide everyone on the crew so it has one vision.
What are the challenges in doing that?
It's hard to keep everything straight and keep it all straight in your mind. A good director knows everything that everyone else is doing. And that's very rare. It's like not many people can figure that out or think that way.
Did you work with the voice actors as well?
The actors were so good, and you have Andrea Romano as the voice director, but there's always something that as a director you intend in the show. So I have an idea visually, like the Joker's in an airplane, and Mark Hamill would go and say, "So where am I in this?" You're in the front cockpit of an airplane, and it's really loud. So when you yell at your crew, you got to yell really loud so that they hear you. Or like when Arlene Sorkin was doing Harley Quinn and she shoots her Joker device and bops Joker on the head. First she said, "Laugh this one off, Puddin'." Very sweet. And I said, no, you're mad at him. "Laugh this one off, Puddin'." That kind of stuff.
Who was your favorite voice actor that you worked with?
It's a draw. I love Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., who played Alfred. He was such a great guy. But Mark Hamill, I think, is probably the best. And the best of the best is like when Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and Arlene Sorkin are in the booth together, acting with each other. That was the most fun.
How did you guys find the voice of Batman?
Well, that was Andrea Romano. According to Kevin, like when he told me, he just thought he was one of many people trying out for Batman or for a role on the show. And when he got done with his audition, Andrea just said, you got the job. So it was like he was born to be Batman.
Can you tell me a little bit about animating it?
Animating it was done overseas. In my opinion, the best animation studio was a Japanese studio, TMS. Yes, you're doing animation and stuff in Los Angeles. You have to leave some creativity up to the animation studio too, so that they feel involved, and then that's how they do their best work. Very little of the actual animation was done in Los Angeles, but actually quite a lot of the special effects and stuff I did myself, like, helicopter blades, explosions, muzzle flashes on guns, things like that.
Do you have a favorite character?
Harley.
Why?
Because she was just so unique to the series and so much fun. It's what made our Joker so unique, is that he had a girlfriend. And it was a very dysfunctional relationship, but a lot of fun. And she ends up being a very sweet character.
What's your favorite part about doing it?
On Batman the Animated Series, it was when they recorded the music and when we recorded the actors, because that's the most fun. because I didn't have to sit there and draw or anything. All I have to do is sit down and pay attention and listen. And the actors were so good and so much fun to be with. And when the music's done, they actually would, you'd have an orchestra in front of you, and Shirley Walker would be conducting this orchestra while they're showing your cartoon up on the screen. So that was the most fun. Live music to your own cartoon.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you?
I'm still working, and I'm doing a comic right now with Paul Dini for DC Comics. And I can't really say much about it, but that is what I'm doing right now.
Thank you so much. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kieth Tucker, storyboard artist, cartoonist at large.
What films have you done?
I've worked on a few films. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, as an animator on special effects when we did them hand-drawn.
If you remember my last episode, you'll remember that I interviewed Nicholas Meyer, who actually directed Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
The first Conan movie, and John Carpenter's The Thing. I animated the rocket trail in the spaceship and helped with the practical effects for the main title sequence. Mostly, I've worked in TV animation.
What storyboards have you done?
Pinky and the Brain, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Baby Looney Tunes, DuckTales, Tailspin, Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, Family Dog, G.I. Joe, Transformers, X-Men, Generation 1, Dino Riders, Spider-Man, Exo Squad, Pocket Dragons, He-Man, She-Ra.
Keith did a lot of storyboards.
There were more.
What's the difference between storyboarding and animating?
Storyboarding is when you get a typewritten script. For example, my script, I would break down what will be animated. That's my job, to tell the story in an entertaining cinematic fashion. So the characters have to act, I have to figure what they're doing, how they're doing it, and why.
What skills do you need?
Well, you need to be able to draw. You have to have a sense of filmmaking, because you're not just drawing pictures in little boxes. They all. So I'm going here. Oh, but I'm here. You know, you want a sense of flow.
What's your favorite project?
I'm going to go with Pinky and the Brain. Animaniacs is a close second, and X-Men as a very close third.
Why?
Because I had fun. They were the most fun to work on. You asked me what was my favorite, but then you asked me why. Because I had fun.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you?
I'm crazy, and they let me out every once in a while.
And I talk to microphones too. Hi, how are you?
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Ross Marquand.
Can you tell me about the movies and films you were in?
I worked on The Walking Dead, Avengers, Infinity War Endgame, What If, X-Men 97, Invincible, Pokemon Horizons, and some other stuff, yeah.
You've been in live action and animated. What's the difference?
Well, I personally don't think there's much of a difference in acting style. You really have to use the same faculties of imagination and bring your character to life the same way you would in both mediums. But I think you really have to use your voice, obviously, much more in voice work, because that's all you're relying on. You can't use your expression, you can't use your body language. All of it has to come through the voice, you know. So it's still the same kind of acting, but it's a different kind of acting.
Which one do you prefer?
I'd say voiceover, because as much as I love doing live action, it takes so long to shoot that stuff. You know, on an average day of The Walking Dead, it was like 16, 17 hours a day. And you multiply that by 5 days a week, that's a lot of time to be working on a show, you know. Whereas with voiceover, I can do a session for 2 or 3 hours, be done, and have my life, you know. So, yeah.
How was it being on X-Men?
Awesome. I love X-Men so much. How old are you?
12.
So when I was about 11, about your age, the original one came out 30 years ago. And I knew, based on some episodes that I saw early on, I was like, that's what I want to do. So, and maybe you'll be working on the X-Men 30 years from now in the future, but like that literally was the show that made me want to be an actor. So getting a chance to work on the new version it's insane. I feel like I've won the lottery, honestly.
For The Walking Dead, how did they get your face to look like that?
Oh, that's cool. That's actually my face on The Walking Dead was just my face. It was just like that.
My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But in answer to your question about that, me, Josh Brolin, Mark Ruffalo, we all had the same get-up where they had to shave your face, shave your beard like very close to your skin, and then they put dots on your face, and you wear a head camera like this. So everywhere you go, the camera goes with you, and then they can map out your face, make your skin red, in my case, or take out my nose. And I did very little of that. That was all CG, great technical CGI guys who made that happen, but all I did was move my face and say the lines.
Do you prefer doing heroes or villains?
I'll be honest. I love playing Aaron. I love playing Professor X, Immortal, but I really prefer playing villains because their stories are always way more interesting, and I feel like their justifications for doing what they do they make a lot of sense to me. Like, I think Thanos was right. I know it's not a very popular opinion, but I do believe that. So yeah, I like villains. They got a more complex backstory, I think.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you?
That I'm so grateful for all this. I mean, I've been very, very lucky to be a part of this world, and I just want to thank all the fans for watching all the projects I've done. And I promise there's much more to come, especially with X-Men, Invincible, and some other really fun stuff that I can't talk about or I'll get shot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. I'd like to thank all my guests for taking the time and letting me interview them. I hope to see you next time on Sky Girl Reporter with a new adventure. Bye!
I've traveled far to find my way. I've heard the cries of pain.
There's